So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. You might have heard that live shopping is exploding, and I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. Happy Wednesday. Come on in here. My question on a Wednesday, because sometimes in the middle of the week, things get crazy, don't they? And you get kind of stuck. And oftentimes on a Wednesday, if I get stuck, or a Thursday or a Friday or a Saturday or whenever it happens, I say, what can I do? It is amazing. So sometimes if you can't figure stuff out, I say, what can I do? And if you can't figure that out, just put it out of the universe and say, it'll take care of itself. Sometimes you got to do that too, right? So today, steps to change, because change can be scary for a lot of people. I live and breathe in the world of change, but it is amazing. When you have a nice foundation, you can do that. And that's really the key to getting what you want in life. Building that foundation first. Talking about that in Face Your Passion 2.0 coming up in here soon. I'm not going to say when, because that wouldn't be fair. It's a daily boost from motivationtomove.com, the positive boost you need every single day. My name is Scott Smith, founder, chief motivating officer here of this crazy podcast that's been going on for nearly 5,000 episodes. Hang on for the ride. I'm a highly motivated individual. You know why? Talked about music yesterday. You're never going to see this, and there are pictures of this, but you're never going to see what happened last Saturday. I've sworn my wife not to ever show it to you, because she took me to a Polynesian review here in Daytona Beach, the Polynesian Fire Review, a dinner show kind of thing. Buffet, lots of old people with their walkers and stuff. Wait a second, how old are you, Scott? Okay, no, I'm relatively speaking here. They're like 95. And we saw this great show. It was fun. And I really liked the Polynesian music, and they had all the guys stand up, and they had us dance like I think Samoan dancers. And there's video of me doing that. You're never going to see it. You're just not. But then they also had the ladies stand up. And they played that sultry Polynesian music. It's so nice. It always has the same lick in it. They played the Polynesian music, and they had all the ladies in the audience, my lady included, doing the hula. And they showed them how to do it, and she did okay. A beautiful, sexy woman who has no idea how to be sexy. And I tell this to her face, so there's nothing wrong there. Came home, and I said, I like that Polynesian music. So today, before the podcast, I was listening to Polynesian music. I listened to the Somewhere Over the Rainbow version. That's so cool. What a Wonderful World, that one. That got me into some other stuff. I listened, And my wife walks in the door of the studio here to say goodbye, give me a kiss, go off to the gym and hang out with the other old men over there. And as she walks in here, she hears the Polynesian music. She looks at me and I said, honey, do the hula. She can't do the hula. She just can't do the hula. So I think I have a mission this year, and that is to, A, I need to learn to speak Hawaiian so I can understand what they're saying in these beautiful Polynesian Hawaiian songs. And B, I need to get my wife hula lessons. Okay, let's get on with the show today. Hang on for the ride. Churchill. Winston Churchill. Know that name? Some people don't these days. I mean, history is not being taught like it used to be, but nonetheless, a very, very smart person. Did some good. Some people argue that point, but you can always find the good in everything. So as we enter this new year, I have noticed there's something going on that has nothing to do with Winston Churchill. It all has to do with you and you and you and you and you. You and you. All y'all are kind of getting back to your old ways already. It's only been like not even 3 weeks and you're back to your old ways already. It's like your diet's gone. Well, not everybody, but another 3 days it will be. You're back to your old ways. I know. It's a journey. It's okay. But what is that journey? So Winston Churchill, let's get back to Church here. He said, to improve is to change. So to be perfect is to have changed often. So we all make these New Year's resolutions and we change this time of year. I don't need a New Year's resolution. I just look at the stuff I made, Thursday and go, yeah, I'll keep doing that. To improve is to change. So to be perfect, you have to change often. I'm not saying anybody can live a perfect life, but we can darn sure try, can't we? And it helps if you understand the stages of change. So let's go through that now for you change phobics here. I don't like change. Change is bad. No, it's not. Lots of change is good. The first stage of any change that you're trying to make, maybe you're struggling with it right now, is what we call pre-contemplation. You intend to act, but you got to be made aware that whatever's going on, your behavior is a problem. In other words, you probably know something's wrong, right? But you haven't looked in the mirror yet and figured out what has to change. It's just things you're not grooving on them, right? That's it. You probably have a ton of things in your life right now. It's like not going perfect, but you haven't taken the time to really look at what's causing the issue. And a lot of what we do around here is point that out. Usually, if you get on the phone with me, I hear it's right between the lines. I can see it so clearly what you can't see because I've done it 20,000 times, maybe more. Pre-contemplation is like, I'm contemplating something here. I don't know what it is yet. What is it? That's where you are first, okay? The next stage is contemplation. Contemplation comes after pre, which means now we're going to do it. You recognize you got a problem. You recognize what's going on. I knew it. Your level of sophistication has now gone up a notch. Your conscious level has gone up a notch now. It's like, okay, I knew I had to make a change, didn't know what it was. Now I know what it was. It's me. And you kind of start to debate the pros and cons of it. You go back and forth. I talked to my daughter yesterday. She's a homeschooler mom. And she's in a co-op. And she's going back and forth, whether she will stay or whether she will go based on what's happening with people. And people are almost always the issue. If it's not people, it's money. And usually it's both. Let me get back to where I was. Contemplation. So you didn't know what the problem was. And then you finally figured it out. You said, okay, I'm debating it with myself to see what I'm going to do about it. Now there's 4 more steps. Let's get to them. Step 3, preparation. So now that you've pre-contemplated it, you've contemplated it, you're in now preparation. You intend to take action, and you may even start taking some small steps. This could be fixing to get ready, or it could be like I like to do all the time, it's proof of concept. I like to prove I can do things. So many times if I'm going to write something, a certain style, I'll try and see if I can do it. That's playing around. I'm not really doing anything yet. Or sometimes technically we'll build a different thing in the studio and just kind of prepare and see if it's going to work for us. And there may be something that comes out of it, but oftentimes that doesn't happen. That's okay if it doesn't happen. Next, I think you know what's next. Action. Pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action. Making specific changes required to create whatever you're doing. You get down to it. You get into it. You start doing it. Commitment arrives, boom, off you go. That's when change begins to take place. And sometimes it's a very long, long road to get there, to get it to happen. Sometimes it takes a while before you actually feel the benefit of it. Step 5 is maintenance. Sustain your efforts for at least 6 months. Once you do that, you'll likely have achieved a lifelong transformation. This really is like smoking or losing weight. Those two things. If you can hold it for 6 months, it's probably going to hold forever. By the way, if you smoke and you need to lose weight, stop smoking first. Because when you stop smoking, you're going to want to eat food. So just get the smoking done, then go on the diet, okay? And finally, termination. Oh, that's a bad word. Pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, then you got into action mode, you made it happen. So successfully, you got to maintenance mode. You were 6 months in and things are smoking along, feeling great right now. Now it's termination. You have zero temptation and are sure you're not going to return to whatever the old thing was that was bothering you, the thing that needed to be changed. Sometimes people leave a job. It takes them years before they look back and say, man, I wish, should I have stayed there? Should I not stay there? I mean, it's crazy what happens. But you know, it always happens eventually once you move in the direction of change. That's the thing about change. It's the new that replaces the old. And sometimes you just need to push through before you can get rid of that old. So write it down. Pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, maintenance, and termination. Winston Churchill, he said something else, by the way. For me, I am an optimist. It does not seem to be much of use to be anything else but an optimist. So if you're going through change, if you made changes this year, just stay happy about it. Choose to be happy. You can do that right now. Choose it today. You might be faking it till you make it for a while, but if you keep choosing it, you'll be there. I promise you it will happen. There are lots of ways we can do it. We're talking about that later on, too. There's plenty of stuff coming up on that soon. All right, tomorrow we're talking about listening. I am. You're just going along for the ride. Listening to yourself first on tomorrow's Daily Boost.